Hello, everybody. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Just wanted to give you guys an update live stream. I finally have a bit of time. I'm back in Yangpyeong to spend some time with the parents. But I think I can only be here for I came last night and I'll probably spend at least a day with them and then leave tomorrow. Just been super busy, so it's not it's I see in the comments Planet Gordon's like your live stream schedule is all over the place. Yeah, I mean, I feel pretty blessed actually that I could have this opportunity to produce content out here and get paid. This is what I've wanted to do for the longest time, and yeah, I just wanted to capitalize on these opportunities. I'm gonna just show you like the latest vlog I did. I'm personally quite proud of it. I don't know. The click-through rate is horrible, but then again, so it's not getting a lot of views because not a lot of people are clicking on it. But when people are watching it, it's like very long. It's one of my best performing videos. So I don't know what to see. Like a lot of my videos, like even my Hong Kong walk and stuff, lately, if you look at my videos that are top performing, actually you don't have access to that, but when I look at the videos that are top performing, they're videos I made like 3 years ago that I was like, why aren't these getting views? I know I spent a lot of work on it, but it wasn't about Thailand. So obviously people weren't watching it, but 3 years later the algorithm's picking it up. Whatever the case, this was a really fun trip I did where we organized it. So it's like a Korean variety show. So we're going through each location and experiencing it by doing competitive games, etc. Um, and just had a blast. And it's great because although I put a lot of work into it, I'm also getting compensated quite well for it too. So hopefully I'm gonna be able to do more of these productions. Honestly, I feel like I want to produce content sometimes for other channels and such, because I get a little less it's a little less personal for me then, and I guess I have a better I could then I, strange as it sounds, I can produce better content if I'm producing it for somebody else. Because I could just make it as viral and watchable as possible, because that's what I'm like, the purpose of that is. Whereas my channel is more personal, so I'm trying to always be authentic, and sometimes I don't want to do something because it's just it's, even though like I could cut the videos and make it shorter and more virally, I just want to portray everything because I want to be like truthful about everything that goes on. So it sometimes just ends up being long or something, But yeah, this video is 30 minutes because for that reason. And I was like I watched it so much. I just had a blast watching it myself. That I didn't want to cut anything out. But it might just be me because it's just reminiscing the good memories I have. Whatever the case, as far as my plans, like I thought, honestly, in November, I was telling you guys, I should be pretty much free in December. That's why I was doing all those trips in November. And I still haven't been able to put up all the content that I wanted to from November that I edited. It's still just in the back burner because I had other requirements to do. But then again comes December and I'm even busier. So knock on wood, I'm thinking that even if you asked me like 3 days ago, I would say after Christmas I'd be free. But I just recently had another project that just like dropped on my lap that I'm gonna do. So that's why I'm gonna go tomorrow back to Seoul, because it has to do with this thing here called Soul Pass. You buy this for like $30 or something, but you have like 24-hour access to all the major facilities here. So somebody who just is here for a day and just want to experience like multiple attractions, this is cool. But I mean, since they're gonna give me this for free and then even pay me to make a video about it, I'm like, heck yeah, you know, it's like something I always wanted to do anyways. But it's gonna be they wanted Instagram posts. I may, even though it's not a requirement, I may still do a video about it because I'm meeting up with two fun people again. Majid, who is in this video right here that you see. Um, he's a pretty big YouTuber. I think he has like 200K subs or whatnot. Much bigger than me. Uh, although compared to Jex right here, that girl you see who has like 1.9 or is it 2.9 mil? I mean, we're still small fish. But we're meeting up. I'm meeting up with him, and he's just a fun guy to be with. And I'm meeting up with Rami. I don't think she YouTubes, but she's a Vietnamese girl, and I might just vlog it just because it's something that I always sort of wanted to like give to you guys. Although the only issue I have is that so the situation in Korea is that the cases here have gone up like significantly, and you can probably imagine why. Because remember I showed you guys videos of my time in Busan and how I was partying. That was before they completely lifted the sanctions, right? So that was still before that. And like a week after that, they're like, oh, now we're moving into living with, you know, the situation case. And that's been like the plan of everybody here, like the officials. And, you know, I've been saying it all along, but the the V's are not gonna stop it. It's not a solution. It's just scientifically not a solution to stop the cases. It will, however, most likely significantly help with the the death rates, but particularly just mainly amongst the older people, because right now the deaths are like in Korea it's like 80% plus 80% are if you're over 60. So it's really rare, first of all, for you to even get it, but then it's really rare that you're gonna have issues and pass away if you're below 60. Particularly like if you're like 30 or 20 like me with decent medical care, which Korea does have. But I can empathize because the beds are filling up here and such, and that's why they're gonna go back down into a bit of a lockdown. Like everything is still open. Like Korea never is gonna be able to get rid of the bars and such because it's such a big part of the culture here. And even already right now, there's a lot of protests, and most likely it's gonna ease up anyways. So, but one of the situations is this vaccine pass. So I think I don't know if you guys have it in the States right now. But this is just as you guys know from my last stream, I just got like my first shot like in the beginning of December, and I'm due for my second one, but I'm so busy. Like, guys, I'm really trying to live stream as much as I can. I'm really just that busy, just editing, like going on trips here and there. Um, but I have like two additional things. I have to shoot this thing with Soul Pass, and then I have a shoot where it's I really like these things where I'm just an actor. So I'm working with this English teaching company, and this company like does video classes. So they produce like high quality English teaching videos, and it's not like I'm sitting there teaching, but I just got to act out like these situations. So this one is like the latest one is I'm doing a Zoom call business meeting with people, so they're paying me to be an actor. So I got that shoot on Wednesday, and since I signed a contract with them, I just want to make sure I'm gonna be good. So um I already delayed that because I had such a tough editing schedule this past week. As you can see, this is 30 minutes, but it's one of the most complex edits I've done. Like, I could I generally make my videos 10 to 15 minutes. And even if you take 10 to 15 minutes of this segment, it's like twice the effort that I usually put into a 10 to 15 minute segment. So this is like the work of 4 vlogs, honestly. So the one I'm showing right now with the competition. So whatever the case, yeah, I just want to make sure I complete this stuff before I get the second one, because I hear you usually get the side effects then. I'm not like scared of dying or anything, but I just want to make sure I'm good to act and do my responsibilities. So hopefully I wrap up everything after Wednesday. Um and then honestly, I've just had so many like networking and just social meetings that I've promised. Like everyone's like, hey, let's go out for drinks, let's go out for drinks, and I just said, okay, after I finish. So I it's just like until New Year's, I just probably will have party after party after party. So, but during the day, I'll try to live stream a bit more for you guys. Um, and hopefully I can like catch up on just leisure activities. But yeah, that's pretty much my plans. I'm just so busy. If you ask me, "Oh, when are you gonna be like Thailand?" It's like it's not on my mind. It's like what's on my mind is um just what am I how am I gonna even accomplish the task that I have for today, you know? So it, luckily I have like a day off. It's Christmas. And I'm live streaming, guys. That's how busy I am. That's this it's like, so I gotta hop off because obviously I'm here to spend time with my family. But I just really wanted to wish you guys a Merry Christmas. And a Happy New Year. uh I think I'm definitely gonna be able to live stream before New Year's. So I don't know if I could live stream on New Year's because this is one of the reasons I really like Korea. The thing that I can't really show you, even on a trip like this. After this trip, we were just drinking until like 3 a.m. I believe, just drinking, having delicious snacks, and singing. I, I like all my tour organizers know now that if they buy Ethan unlimited drinks soju, which is quite cheap because if you buy it at a liquor store, like just a convenience store, it's like $1 for soju. Now my tolerance has gone up so much, I could drink like 3-4 bottles, no issue. But if they just buy me alcohol and drink with me, I'm like, they don't even have to pay me that much. But yeah, I mean, what they think is not much is like a month's salary in Thailand. So it's like a win-win for everybody. Next year, so that's sort of my New Year's resolution. Next year, I guess I'm gonna request a bit more money. I as you if you guys follow me on Insta story, I'm always giving you guys updates, but you might see that I've been upgrading my gear. This is like the latest edition. I even got like finally got one of these displays. I can finally afford to get like a newer lens. As you know, like for those of you photographers, you might know lenses cost more than the camera. So my camera costs like $2,000, and I'm I don't have the money to buy the $2,400 lens that I want. So I am getting prime lenses, which only does like one distance, just like a phone. You can't really zoom unless by it's digital. But I'm gonna get one. I'm looking to spend about another $1,400 on that lens. I got that. So and I'm gonna spend probably another $500 on a new mic system. But it's gonna pay for itself out here in Korea because there's just opportunities for me to make that money back producing high quality content. So that's my thing. Next year, I'm gonna just try to produce high quality content. I'm gonna say I probably won't have time to upload as much onto my channel, but who knows? I mean, they might want me to produce high quality content for my channel, but I just feel like there's a lot of opportunities for me to produce high quality content for other people's channels. So, like I'll link it later, but I'll show you guys later. The only thing I don't like about this share screen is if I share the screen, then sometimes my video just goes off, and then I gotta click on it again. I'll just share the screen, whatever. Let's see, window, Bangkok post. Okay, let's just share it. Chonbuk TV. So I was producing content for this channel here, which is Northern Chola Province. Oh, is it making a sound? Okay, I hope it's not making a sound. But you could probably pick it up from my mic. So I'm sure they paid this person a lot to produce this. This was 3 weeks ago. Interesting. I didn't see this one. But let's see. Oh, uploads. This is Kochang Kunsan. Oh, here it is. So I made this video here. I made this video here. They changed the interesting. They changed the thumbnail. So this one right here. Oh, they re-edited it. Interesting. Nice.
안녕하세요, 셀러제입니다.
Wait a minute. Wait, this isn't it. This isn't it. Oh, but I did it on this area. Wait, hold on. Is this 22 hours ago? Wait, this is mine. The walking video. Yeah. So so in between all this stuff last week, well, they're paying me like close to $1,000. So I'm like, okay. But this wasn't with a tour organizer. I had to like figure out where to do a walking video. I literally planned the walk on like sort of Google Street Views, but they use Kakao Maps out here. Google sucks. So I use a app that's a better map app out here, and I planned the street view, the walk. I walked out here and I did this walk, and it's almost like a hot. When I finished editing it in the beginning, it was like an hour and 30 minutes, but it took me all day, and it was like snowing, slippery. And then they sort of wanted me to edit out all the people's faces and the car license plates. The car license plates was a pain in the butt because if you see, there's just cars everywhere here in this particular place. So after I edited those out, it ends up being like how long is it? An hour. So that's like the videos I've been making for them. Walking for this particular one. I also did. Okay, I went on this trip with Tizzy here, and this girl. Oh, this is fun. They finally uploaded all the videos that we made. Oh, and I also did this walking video here too. Namwon.
Good grammar and spelling are important, but if you
I don't really recommend it. It's the beginning. Just watch the beginning. The beginning is pretty nice, but like all of this stuff, it's just sort of the worst season you could probably go. But they're sort of in a bind because the people they hire to shoot this stuff didn't do too good of a job. So they're like, but we need to get these videos made because we've contracted with these cities to make these videos, and the deadline is Christmas. Like that's just how governments operate here. You need to like submit everything by Christmas to get paid, etc. So I'll just play this right now. So that's the case. They hired me. They're like, I was in their other program and I was making other videos, and they saw I like put in a lot of effort. So they're like, I think, we just thought that you could do this. Could you just do it last minute? We can only pay you like $900. And I'm like, only 900? That's like 2 months salary in Thailand, and what I'm getting paid for programs like year long, because they're only paying me like $50. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And then I produced this first one, and it was just such a horrible time to go there. But they're like, you did a really good job on the video, so they gave me the other job. And then this is just how it's working out. I'm just networking. Ooh, I see Planet Gordon party in Korea. Yeah, so it's just one thing is leading to another. Same with that other video that I was showing you guys. This one, where I was paragliding and doing a variety show. It was just like a random tour that I decided to go on. They only were gonna pay me like $50 to go on a tour, but I'm like, yeah, I'm down to have fun. And he saw that I was flying a drone and he really liked the shot, so he invited me to all the other tours. He actually kicked out some of the other influencers he invited to get me in, and he liked me then. He likes, and it's almost like a talent to be able to drink soju and party, and I think I have that talent. So he also likes me on a personal level, so he's like, yeah, come. So that's why I was here with a bunch of these top YouTubers. Technically, the city only wanted like top YouTubers for this project, but he just liked me, so I'm here with Jax, who's like 1.9 mil, and then Danny, I think she's 200K, but she's really taking off. She just started like 9 months ago. So she's like getting a lot of views, and Majid is pretty big too, like 200K plus. So little me, 40K, vlogger is with them. So all these opportunities are coming by here in Korea, and I am just excited for next year. I've been like sort of saying it all along, like, I didn't see it, and I don't want to like say it when it hasn't happened, but there is a reason why I am. It seems like I'm stubbornly staying in Korea. It's like, just take my word for it. The opportunities are much better here, and going forward, I think Korea is gonna be the place. I really do. So, I think I'm here at the perfect time. Doesn't mean I'm gonna be here forever, but I just wanna play this out when I can, and I'm paragliding, having so much fun, getting to go to all these bars, partying. I mean, on every level, on a personal enjoyment scale, I'm just having a lot of fun here in Korea. The only like downside is that I'm not with Mayu, but Mayu's not in Thailand anyway. She's in Japan. So um it's just, have you ever drank soju and sake together? No, but that's just sort of, how do I say? You must stay in Korea forever. Well, I mean, I'm always gonna come back here. Uh Especially because like Thailand, the medical costs are just going up too much. That was one of my concerns. And as I get older, medical is just going to become more important. Like right now, I don't even go to the hospital that much or whatever, but I plan on maintaining my medical insurance and stuff here. And Korea just passed a legislation. You have to come back every 6 months. Otherwise, it's just so much paperwork. I have to get like these criminal background checks and stuff. So for my permanent residency, I'll be coming back here. And unless something changes where I have better opportunities abroad, I only see Korea as my main source of income. It's just, I was telling you guys back in Thailand, it's like, I know it's decent here. Like I could get by. I mean, I have a condo and making $500 a month. It gives me a pretty good life, but I just can't be making $500 a month teaching English. I said it's just And even though I have no job lined up in Korea, like I just knew if I come here and I work at it enough and I network and I work hard producing content, I it exceeded my expectations. Like now I'm getting paid like $1,000 for a project, but I just knew that I'm worth way more than just teaching English, making $500 a month kind of thing. It's just in Korea, in Thailand, it's just very restrictive. How you can earn an income, as any of you guys who've considered doing that will know. A lot of people, I think, don't realize that until they move there. And I was just chatting with this other dude too, and he's like thinking about going to Thailand and working and blah blah. And I'm like, they even crack down on digital nomads, like people who source their income from completely outside of the country just because they're in Thailand and they just can mess with you. So it's just like I people are like, why don't you offer tours there and stuff? It's like when you get caught doing that, it's not like simply, oh, you get a slap on the wrist. It's like you go to jail. So um I mean, of course people still do it, etc. But if people just like, if you just make enemies of the wrong places and higher up places, I mean, I don't really care if expats are like, oh, you're gonna, because expats can't do anything. And most likely not much is gonna happen as far as like YouTube is concerned, because that's just bad optics. Even Thailand knows not to mess with YouTubers because it's like, well, it's not like I'm making billions of dollars. Even this other guy, my mate Nick or whatever, he's Thai. He has like 3, 4, 5 million subs probably by now. They don't even mess with him making money in Thailand. But when you mess with tourism, you're doing like offering tours and stuff like this, then that's like a area industry that's very protected. It might also be the downfall of Thailand. I mean, considering just like Thailand just has so much cultural assets and so many ways they could develop tourism, but because they basically block all foreigners from that industry, two things are sort of happening. It's almost like the drugs issue in America. Like, it's not that foreigners aren't getting involved in tourism, but it's like only the shady people that are using like ties as fronts for their business, but they operate everything else. But then you don't really have legit people promoting tourism there, you know? And Thailand tends to, because they don't have like any legit foreigners like involved in tourism and giving them feedback on how to improve tourism there. Um, it's just, there's not much happening. Um, the only reason it's doing good is just because Thailand is so great, you know. Um, Korea, when I think about it, it's like all the like basically Korea was just demolished during the Korean War and the Japanese colonization era. Like the Japanese literally, they were on a mission to like destroy Korean history because they wanted to have Koreans assimilate into being Japanese. So they went and burned down all the palaces and stuff like that. So there's like not that much historical artifacts, and the ones that are left over are like the ones that like Korea had to request back that the Japanese like stole and took over to Japan or whatever. So like there, a lot of historical areas don't exist, and the ones that you do see are like recreated from the blueprints, etc. But it's just so much money and effort is poured into tourism. And the other thing, as you can see, is when I'm doing these tours, they're getting the foreigners involved in promoting it, so there's just a lot of money being paid to foreigners. Even if you just have like a couple thousand, like 1,000 or 2,000 Instagram followers, like when I'm on these tours, they're just like, come out and promote it, and we'll cover like hundreds of dollars in bills to travel and just push it out there to your followers. It's like that's how it is. Like if you get to the levels like these guys are that are like at 1 million subs, then you're talking about like $10,000 per video that they're pushing it out on. So Korea just recognizes, the value of marketing here and listening to foreigners as far as how they develop tourism. So even if it's not good right now, it could only get better. You see what I mean? Like, that's why I have a lot of hope for it. And I myself, I was very skeptical about how they push tourism sometimes, because I'm sort of an old fart myself. I don't really like BTS or K-pop or whatever. But um traveling with these younger kids and just how it's like the mecca. If they go to like a BTS shooting location, they just love it. And I guess it works. When I talk to them, they just idolize these K-pop stars and such, that they want to just go to the bus stop that they went to or whatever. And Korea is very smart at doing this. When they make a music video or they make a variety TV show like this, or like content like even Squid Games or whatever, um, the cities pay like a lot of money to have their city featured in that as like a setting. And you'll see how they cleverly pushed like sort of tourism spots there, or the food. And I'm just like, man, Korea is just such a small like country. Like, it's probably area wise, I don't know, it's the size of Maine or something. Population wise, it's quite big because it's 50 million, especially Seoul. Seoul is, I always knew it was big, but I had to look this up because people are like, oh, when I look at your video, Seoul looks so small compared to Bangkok. I'm like, you're just ignorant, because Seoul is much bigger. And when I look at the statistic, it's just so much bigger than even I thought. It's area wise, it's the second largest metropolitan area in the world. Tokyo's first. And population density wise, it's the most populated in the world. It's just one of the biggest megatropolises you'll ever come across, and it's all interconnected with the most complex subway system you'll ever see, that's also super affordable. So yeah, I mean, I could go into more details about that, but I'm not gonna. That's not for the purpose of this video. But whatever the case, yeah, I mean, I just it's been crazy. Just how much they're pushing tourism out here, and I'm quite certain once this lifts, even though my viewers aren't really looking to come to Korea, just looking at much bigger YouTubers than me that have much higher views than any top Thai vlogger, tourism in Korea is gonna really take off once the travel restrictions sort of lift off. So 10 million Metro Seoul and 10 million outskirts of Seoul, it's up there. 10 million Seoul? Yeah, it is. It is 10 million outskirts of, yeah, that's about it. Because it's 50 million, about half the population is there. It's crazy. It's crazy. And the thing is, it's still growing. That's why the homes in the countryside are just so affordable. It's a small country, but like land is so cheap when you go right outside of Gyeonggi-do area, which is, Gyeonggi-do is the outskirts, like it's the Orange County basically, for those of you. But who know? LA, Orange County, San Bernardino, blah blah blah, Riverside. But like in Korea, it's Seoul that's in the center, and Gyeonggi-do is literally a halo around it. So it's like almost like San Bernardino, etc., all combined. So it's huge. It's huge, and there's just so much money here. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, just think about it, guys. It's like 50 million. Thailand is 90 million, but Korea's economy is like, I don't know, probably like 10 times bigger than Thailand. So think about the amount of money that's here. So it's quite nice. But the funny thing is, although it's like highly developed and you'll see the cities even more modern than America, it is relatively very affordable. Aside from lodging in the Seoul metropolitan area, because lodging outside is even more affordable than even Thailand, I would say. But like, because if you go down to the south to buy land, or even like buy a nice little condo or whatever, like outside of Gyeonggi-do area, like the Seoul metropolitan area, then it's super affordable. But yeah, like I'm staying with my cousin in Seoul, and like just the cost of living is, aside from rent, it's like the same or cheaper. I'm like spending less than in Thailand, especially if you're like the kind of person that likes to drink a lot and party, because in Thailand, alcohol is just luxury tax to the max. I don't know if you're aware of this, but alcohol is just taxed so much. The only like affordable thing to drink there is like the Thai beers, which are just so bad for you that I even if you stick to Thai beers, it's still expensive. But here in Korea, like, that's why I like soju. It's cheap, and I don't have to drink a lot to get the same amount of buzz. And I just like how Koreans party, because Koreans drink to get drunk. They're not like Americans, like at least the Americans I know. They try to, like, drinking is like something of a masculinity show. Like, you want to show how much you can drink to show off. It's not cool to do that here. So that's why Koreans love to mix beer with soju, and they come up with like all these things that you're not supposed to do in America because you're gonna get drunk. They try to make it as drinking drinking as like get you drunk as possible in the quickest amount of time, because Koreans have no patience. They got to work the next day, so they go eat delicious food and drink alcohol really quickly. They get buzzed and they sing and party, and this is what I like about it out here. So I don't have to, like, because I don't know if you're like, I say this all the time, I cannot get drunk off beer because I get full before I could ever get drunk. It's like, I mean, it's great if I'm drinking chicken or something, because it's like just a complimentary thing. But on a alcoholic point of view, I don't really see the point of beer. Like, it can't get you drunk. And if you're getting drunk off beer, I don't know. It's just it's the Korean in me. I drink a lot more. It takes a lot more for me to get drunk. So I don't know about getting drunk off beer. That's not possible for me. Have you ever drank soju sake together? You must stay in Korea forever. Hi, Ethan. So barely any youngsters in these countryside areas. No, there's a ton of youngsters. I don't know. There are always youngsters, but well, actually, I don't know. Like, when you talk about like children, yes, there's tons of children. But when they're like in their 20s, they try to go to Seoul to do their education and get their career started. Yeah, but there's still a lot. But if you go to the really countryside areas, it's very highly elderly. Yeah, because they're just, old fashioned. Invite Mai to live travel in Korea with you. I have. She says if I get a place here, she would come in a heartbeat. But I'm like, I don't want her to. I want, when the travel restrictions ease, I want to actually go over there. So live travel Japan. I love Japanese and Korean food. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, as far as, let's just go on. I'm going into too much of a side thing, and I want to sort of cover everything. So I gotta go, guys. I'm sorry. I wish I could spend more time with you. Merry Christmas for those of you guys who are just hopping on right now, by the way. So going forward, what are my plans? So as I summarize, until this December, until New Year's, it's just, even if there is no additional work that comes in for me and I'm booked until Wednesday, I have, oh Christ, I have oh, I thought I was showing you something because I'm looking at my other screen, but I'm not. So I'll go ahead and show you what I'm doing here. Let me look at my calendar. I don't even have time to look at my calendar. So it's the 25th now. Oh my gosh, I only have 1 week. What? Oh my gosh. I just realized it's only 1 more week until New Year's. Oh, it's just... See, guys, this is how busy I am. I don't even realize this. So, I'm definitely booked until New Year's. Because after Wednesday, when I have this other shoot, I'm gonna have some house parties, because right now, if you don't have 2 shots of vaccine, then you can't really go out and public with other people. You can only eat by yourself in restaurants unless you have 2 shots. I mean, this is sort of loosely enforced. It's hard to enforce that. I guess I could sit next to another table or whatever, but that's why anyways we planned a bunch of house parties. So we're gonna drink at my place, my cousin's place or whatever. So that's gonna happen next week, but I'm not even sure I could do that because I just want to get the second shot done because I feel like things come at me and I don't want to miss an opportunity because I don't have the second vaccine, because it's quite inconvenient if you don't have, 2 shots before. Like I could, because I mean timing is sort of perfect for me. I'm getting it like right at the end, so this is what I wanted to do, time it, so I don't have to get a booster shot. Because as y'all know, I mean, a booster shot can't be as good as a new updated vaccine, right? Even if you are a pro-vaxxer. So yeah, I mean, everything is going sort of timed perfectly for this. So I don't want to do the second vaccine quite yet, even though I could probably get it Monday because I got to shoot on Wednesday. So I'll probably try to get it Wednesday unless like people want to hang out and party that day too. So we'll see. I mean, it all depends on my party schedule. Maybe I'll just try to do a video of small clippets of each of these party gatherings, but I try not to vlog those because we get pretty ratchet, and I don't know, like then it, like, even though I'm pretty open about vlogging myself drinking, like these other YouTubers are sometimes like, you know, Muslim or whatever, and they can't really show their they're like partying that crazy. So I just want to have fun, like it's the end of the year. I worked hard, so we'll see. Maybe I'll get little clippets, show you guys at least the food that we eat. And then New Year's, of course, big party. So I want to get vaccinated before New Year so I could go to all the places. New Year's. And I'm thinking I'm just gonna be pretty free January. But who knows? Who really knows? So I'm thinking I'm gonna be free January and February, relatively. But because I'm free, I'm gonna take up a lot of passion projects. I wanted to create, like, work with this other guy who's working on a thesis. He's like a media specialist, so he needs to make like a documentary or high production video, and I wanted to help him out. Maybe get myself like put in there as an assistant director or whatever. I don't know, but at least work and get experience. Um, you know, increase my portfolio, more high quality content. I'll do that, and in between, if I'm gonna maybe either do vlogs of me just drinking and chilling with my friends, which is what I plan on doing those 2 months because I haven't been able to. Or I'll finally do the videos you requested, which is like the apartment videos, So this is probably the good time to do it because come March, things are probably going to start happening real fast. All these programs are going to kick back up again. It's going to be bigger and better this year. Like every year it gets bigger out here in Korea. So it's like on an upward trend. More money gets poured into it than the previous year. The trips get more exciting with the restrictions easing up. Obviously, it's going to get more exciting. So next year is going to even be bigger. So people are like, oh, when are you going to go back to Thailand? Well, right now they got rid of the Thailand pass system or whatever, as I expected. I mean, but those of you guys who planned on already going there, go for it, because I don't think it impacts you if you already got the Thailand pass. So I'm sure there's going to be more restrictions, but it's probably going to be better than where you're at or whatever. It probably sucks where you're at. So I guess that's why you want to go to Thailand, because it's still relatively okay. Go for it, guys. I'm not discouraging that. But as far as for me, it doesn't suck where I'm at. I'm having so much fun. And I don't want to jump through hoops and lose for Thailand pass. I mean, without the Thailand pass, especially. So, yeah. And I don't think that's going to happen before March. And once spring happens here, then I want to be on my motorcycle, trying to like now I know like summer is gonna be super busy. So before summer, I want to do more of my own personal travels on my motorcycle and stuff. Oh, by the way, it just reminded me I have to climb like a couple mountains January, February. I'm doing some winter hiking because I joined this other program. There's just so many other programs I'm doing. Okay, so but that one I have relatively a bit more freedom on. So yeah, January, February, I'm busy. I have all this personal stuff like taxes to do and stuff now because I actually made money in Korea. So so yeah, March through at least October, I plan on being in Korea. Why? Because like even if it wasn't for all the restrictions, March through October is just better in Korea. Like that's just how I feel right now. There's just more to do, more sights to see, more food to be had, and money to be made. I'm just gonna be honest. It's just like that is the time. um, and if travel restrictions sort of ease and stuff, I might even if there is money to be made, I'll try to go maybe October. That's how I see it. Maybe October I'll go to Thailand, September, October maximum. Um, I'll do visa free maybe. I mean, I usually always get the 30 day, the 60 day because I want to try to go to Thailand as much as possible. But I might just do visa free now, guys, because I don't even have time to spend more than 30 days in Thailand. So, and I don't think I'm going to be going there that often. So, because I have to come back November, December, because I realize that's also like when money is really to be made. Even though Korea isn't the best in November and December, based on my conversation and my experience this year, all these government programs, they have these deadlines, and all these people that didn't spend their money for these programs need to spend it in November, December. So coming back here, make that money, and hopefully Thailand eases up restrictions by that time, and plane tickets are more affordable, blah blah blah, what have you. So it's just like sort of like the old days, and I could go for a longer vacation, like January, February, when it's really cold in Korea. That would be my ideal life. That would be my ideal like expectation. But who knows? Like, I'm not expecting anything. Like, I realize with the way the world is that you should just sort of let go of expectations because it just makes you more angry. I like, and I know a lot of people like don't like what I have to say because I'm telling them the truth, like they're expecting something else and I'm telling them no, and it ends up being correct. So they're pissed off at me because they're like, they think me saying it like made it happen, but it's just like it's common sense, guys. I just want to, I'm saying this for your own good. Just like, not saying don't go to Thailand or whatever, but just understand you shouldn't have an expectation it's automatically going to get better. It may just get worse before it gets better. Although I'm pretty sure and I'm pretty certain it will eventually get better. It's just I am living month to month, day to day, and being in the place that I want to be for that day or month. And right now, it just happens to be Korea. So that's why I'm pretty happy with the situation I'm in, and I hope it's the same for you guys. I know this is really difficult, especially for those of you guys who are like on the retire cheap sort of plan. There's probably a lot of anxiousness. I mean, in all probability, it'll still probably happen. I mean, this, it's either, yeah. I mean, this just can't like people are like this just can't continue, and their expectation this just can't continue is another year. But to me, I just don't see this continuing past 5 or 10 years. If it's past 5 or 10 years, it just has to become an endemic. They're just gonna like the world is just gonna change to accommodate the fact that people are just gonna get sick and die because it's just, yeah, it's just reality, So whether you're in America or Thailand, it might be like, I don't know. It might like change your cost calculations because medical care in Thailand ain't all that cheap. They sort of foreigner price you out. So going to Japan next year confirmed. Nothing is confirmed. That's what I'm talking. Chinese New Year's, I'll be back in Seoul. Oh, really? All right, that's cool. A few of my buddies went for 2 weeks and came back. Quick trip to Korea just for 2 weeks. Good old May tax time in Korea. Yeah. What, dude? So you're going to, by the way, the Korean American expat, this is Kingly Way. He changed his channel name. So you're going to America for sure? I gotta catch up with you, man. 2 weeks and came back, maybe to America because you got to quarantine here, I think. Now, there's no exception because of the new Omicron. Man, I gotta ask you about the taxes in Korea. I don't know how to do it, but apparently it's easy. I mean, everything, honestly, compared to America, everything is easy. So it's like what they described to me is quite easy. Like when even these little small trips that they pay, like these agencies have reported my taxes, so I just need to go to the tax center. They already have all the information, and I just need to answer questions, and they'll help me. So that's sort of my rough plan, unless Kingly Wei tells me to do something different because he's more experienced. So yeah. Sorry, man. Thailand for my buddy. Oh, 2 weeks to Thailand. Yeah, I mean, if I had a ton of money, I'd do it. But it's just sort of a waste for me. Yeah, because while I could be making thousands of dollars here, I don't want to be spending thousands of dollars just to go there for 2 weeks and just sit in my condo. So yeah, the food is great, but the food in Korea is just as great or better, like like what am I gonna do in Thailand that's gonna justify not only spending thousands of dollars to get there, but also take on the opportunity cost of making thousands of dollars here. So that's why I'm in Korea. So that is my plan summarized, guys. Now that, like, I've been very upfront about my plans, so it should give you, if you watch this stream, it should give you an idea of what's gonna happen. Like, I can't, like, first of all, I don't have like an exact timeline of when I'm going to Thailand, because Thailand is not a priority for me. Again, priority for me is to live and travel in Asia and try to live and travel and experience as much of Asia as possible before I die. So being that I'm only still in my 30s, I'm in no desperate need to go back to Thailand, where I've experienced like a lot already, and there aren't that many experiences to be had right now during this situation. So but given I still have a condo there, I still want to chillax, blah blah blah. Don't want to be here in the winter. Although winter ain't as bad lately, because Koreans have this amazing heating system, so I'm not really that cold. Except here when I'm here with my parents, because they don't have like the city gas lines. It's really expensive, so they don't heat up the house. When I'm here in my parents' house, it looks a bit depressing because I'm like but I'm like sort of sweating right now. So it's not too bad. And yeah, it's just like Thailand, people complaining, oh, it's so hot. Well, everywhere you go, there's gonna be AC. Same with Korea. Everywhere you go, there's gonna be heating. So yeah, and I just love meeting people, drinking and singing and partying, stuff that doesn't really require me to go outdoors. And I could do plenty of that when the season comes around. So yeah, life's like just consider that, and that's your if you're in my shoes, what would you do? So like Thailand's not in my radar right now, so we'll see. Yeah, let's see. Do I have any hidden comments? Lately, although I haven't been getting a lot of views on my channel, what I expected is sort of happening. I'm cleansing the channel of the trolls. Like, the trolls are not even interested in me anymore to come and troll me. So usually like whenever I go and check my comments, there is I have to go and check my hidden comment section because there's like some trolley comment. And sometimes like there's like Machek isn't necessarily a troll to me. I still like that guy. I don't know. He stopped contacting me though. I think he got a bit um offended when we had that discussion about racism. You know. But whatever the case, like things he says, there's like some keywords that get hidden, so I have to go and approve it. But I haven't even had like any like hidden comments. So obviously no troll comments. Like so people who are watching this channel are definitely my core fans. And that is especially this talk. Like three of you guys on here. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's. I just thank you so much for supporting me. Because Planet Gordon has changed to Korea forever. Man, that's awesome. Thank you. Planet Gordon, all my existing viewers who have supported this channel. You guys are my testament because next year is going to be greater and better, and I believe the year after that's going to be greater and better. And there's going to be eventually a time, I believe. People are I'm going to make a video of like why I'm in Korea, and I like sort of show off and say, this is why, because if like I can't not show off when I make those kinds of videos, because it's like if I don't make it appealing, then they're like, well, why are you in Korea, or why are you in Thailand, or why did you leave America? Then I get a lot of trollers like, oh, you just had everything handed to you, you're just rich, like, no. And I wanted to demonstrate that. And nobody, like, I have no evidence to show you of what happened in Thailand, but I had just as much of a hard time in the beginning, you know, making my connections there, learning about the culture and getting to a point where, I was having a fantastic life. And I want to show you guys that it's possible, like anywhere in the world, to do it. I came to Korea with almost nothing. The only thing I do have is my connection with my family, but it's not like my family's got me any of these tourism jobs. They're like in the ministry. Like, if anything, they're sort of a hindrance, because I if I went around and did videos like of a lot more drinking and stuff like that, I get more views. But like, I have like pastors and ministers watching my channel, so like I'm a bit more cautious about what I do because I don't want to like paint my parents in too much of a bad light. But then again, it's not like most of you guys are probably much more wealthier than me, have more money to start off at least be able to pay a couple $100 to $300 for rent. So it's the same situation. So if you have a couple $100 to pay rent, it's like me coming here with basically nothing, and you can make it work out here in Korea and in Thailand, whatever. The beginning is not easy, but it just requires you to do it, have faith, and things will work out. And that's what I wanted to demonstrate with my trip out here. In the beginning, I portrayed the depression maybe a bit too much, so people are like, turn people off, but that's just how it is, guys. There's always things that are unexpected that happen that may make you anxious, but just stick with it. Whatever your plans are, it's gonna work out. So this year has been a tough year, but I was blessed to have made so many connections, have been able to maximize my time even during this situation. um, and I just wanted to thank you guys for being a part of this ride, and you guys are my biggest blessing, because without you, it's like, you guys were like literally my stepping stones to get up here, and make the connections, etc. It's because of my YouTube channel that I was able to start out. And another thing I want to say is, Another thing I was able to confirm in Korea was I was really concerned because I heard there's like a lot of ageist or racist discrimination here in Korea. So like I'm not trying to be a foreign YouTuber. I'm like probably the worst because I'm old, plus I'm a male, you know, because there's mostly females that come out here, and I'm a foreigner that looks Korean. So I don't really like, if I was white, I would have way more opportunities and get paid way more, you know, for example, or black. Um, but contrary to all this, Korea's been not like, I've experienced far less discrimination out here. So, yeah, I mean, like this year it's just been so great. I've just not only have I been able to sort of narrow down my audience to my core audience who are really interested in my channel, who witness my journey through the highs and lows. But I've been able to experience like the generosity of the Korean people here. And even though it's a tough pill to take right now with the situation going around, and you know, like it's not as great as the easy life I had in Thailand or whatever, like for my future, my retirement or whatever, you know, this was something I knew I had to do, and I'm really happy I'm doing it because I can't be making $500 a month teaching English at the mercy of Thailand's visa laws for the next 30, 40 years. It just makes you too anxious, you know. So now like I'm creating a more clear pathway to have a sustainable like life being a content creator. So yep. Still I have a lot of anxiousness. Nothing is guaranteed. All these people I make connections with next year might say, hey, you know what, you know, they might back off. Like people don't like necessarily hold to their words or whatever. So I still don't expect anything, but I also have no cause to be depressed because every year has been better for me. So this is my like officially my like I think I'm like a week past my second anniversary in Korea. I oh man, I can't. It's just crazy just how fast time flies. First year was, yeah, when I think about when I first came here and the cases of COVID started going up, and man, I was really depressed. And I sort of picked myself up, um, learned how to enjoy myself with, you know, what I originally planned to do, which was spend time with family, connect with them. And then even after that, when it looked like it's going to be around for another year, um, you know, it was unexpected, but I just got myself to do these programs with these Korean travel organizations. And now at the end of it, you know, starting getting paid like $50 a trip, and I'm making $1,000. It's just it's just amazing how blessed I feel, and fortunate I feel. And I hope, you know, each and every one of you guys experience these kinds of small Christmas miracles in your life for the next year as well. And I truly believe everyone can live travel Asia. if, if you do it, if I could do it, you know, with all the limitations I have with my age, my sex, my, you know, whatever, you can do it too, you know. You just got to be flexible. That's really what it is. You can't just like have only one thing you're counting on and expect it to always work out. But as long as you're flexible, I think that's your greatest asset to make it out here, you know. And I want to reiterate this point because everyone always asks me, how much money do I need to like realistically retire? And this is one of the questions I always get, which I hate, and I like repeat myself, and it gets annoying because I keep repeating myself. um no amount of money is enough if you have a very hard line plan, like I'm gonna only retire in Thailand and my lifestyle is gonna be like this with this expectation of a condo in this neighborhood. By the time you retire, that condo, that neighborhood, it could be 20 times more expensive, and your estimates could be completely off. But there's going to be another area, another country probably, that is up and coming with a urban neighborhood that's just as affordable with just as good quality of homes or whatever, most likely. If you're flexible enough to change your mind, then it compensates much more than the amount of money you have. And that's why I say, even you can come out here even with $500. I mean, I'm not saying you can come out here with absolutely nothing. That's why it's like on the opposite extreme. I have other guys who are like, dude, I see your video. How do I get an English teaching job? And I'm like, first of all, complete your college degree, like you gotta put in some time, some work into society to get, somewhere. Um, but yeah, it's like a balance, but it doesn't take a lot. I think I'm not saying come out here only with like $500 a month, but past $500, you're gonna do a lot better if you're flexible with your mind than somebody that comes out here with like $2,000, but it's super stubborn about their lifestyle that they want to live. You know. Um, Now if you come out here with $5,000, I mean, a month, okay, that's good. Even if you're not flexible, that might be better than somebody with $500. That's not like, I mean, I'm gonna say, but like that sort of seems to be like the tax part is so easy. They either tell you that you got a return or you owe money. Yeah, I think so. Like that's what I heard. Everything's easy in Korea. So yeah, I mean, just that's what it is going forward. I hope y'all also learn to have a flexible mind and just new opportunities that you never expected happen for you. Like I don't think I ever expected this to happen. Like even like I said, I knew I could make more than $500 a month, you know. But I was in realist, like I didn't really expect to be making $1,000 per content when I came out here. I didn't know that's how much they paid. This is beyond my expectation. And be like now they want to, like I might even get paid even more than that. Like I just upgraded on my gear to get paid more. But like I was thinking I could make at least 2,000. I know the going rate, like minimum wage for an English teacher here is $2,000. So I know I could at least make $2,000 in Korea. So that was like my fallback. But when you're just open-minded about things and willing to move on and experience new things and have adventures, like I sincerely believe opportunities happen for you. It's like, so I don't want to brag, but I sort of am bragging, but it's so that I hope you guys experience this too. But one thing that like I'm a third culture kid, so I don't really have, I've always like been uprooted from my culture or society as a kid. So it's like one of my strengths. I could just pick up and leave, you know, and I can move on to a new environment and adjust relatively fast. It's one of my strengths. But that strength doesn't come from a know-how per se, but it's from the mentality that nothing is permanent, because I've never had things permanent in my life. So if you can just be a little bit more flexible about that and be open-minded, if you just add that in to your lifestyle, I'm very certain amazing things will happen to your life. You know, if you just want adventure, you want to have like an interesting life, that's all that's really necessarily required. And who knows what will happen. uh Things might happen to me that you might think is crappy, like, oh, he has to live with his parents, which I like think is great, because I've only lived with my parents 7 years of my life, so now I just made it 9 um these past 2 years. uh, Although actually next year I don't think I'll be living with them much, but anyways, I get to see them more often. But whatever the case, even if things happen to me in a bad way, at least it's interesting. You know, I could live and die saying I've done something different than everybody else, just working as a package person in Amazon. I don't know, whatever I'd be doing if I was in America. Processing loans, trapped in my white picket, prison. Um, so that is the lifestyle I chose. I mean, I prioritize adventure and new experiences above anything. And if you guys also wanna, you know, have that live travel Asia lifestyle, um just being flexible about it is gonna get you there. I really highly believe it. And if good things do happen to me like it has been for the last 2 years, uh I don't want to hear anybody say it's because I'm lucky, because it takes a lot of, I'm telling you, it's like, yourself, because I've been in your situation, I've been in America. It takes a lot of courage to drop those certainties and come out into an unknown world. So um I hope y'all, you know have fantastic new experiences, unexpected pleasant miracles in your life. And not saying that the Live Travel Asia life is for everybody. Some of y'all got to be responsible, raise your kids, etc. More power to you guys. That's amazing too. I highly respect those people that do that. And I'm sure there are rewarding parts to those aspects of life that I have no experience or expertise to comment on, but only just respect for. So yeah, I hope y'all just have a fantastic new year. And I'll try to catch up with you when I can. Oh, I already showed you this video. And check out this video, guys, if you haven't. It's on my channel. Um, I'll just show you this trailer. I'll put a shameless plug. But yeah, check out this video. I put a lot of effort into it. And the horrible thing is, the worst mission was the beginning where we're doing charades. I thought it was funny, but in hindsight, I'm looking at it, I'm like, that was the worst mission, because all the other missions are more exciting. So if I have a recommendation for those of you guys who don't have a lot of time, skip over this first mission where we're doing charades and watch the second, third, fourth missions that we do. Oh man, this girl, they're all characters. I love this Colombian girl. I just met her with this video. She is so passionate. Like, and she's gonna inspire me to make videos about dating. I already had this lined up. I just haven't had time to shoot it. But when I get the dual lab mics, I plan on. That's another thing I plan on doing with this channel. Doing like dating videos, like literally giving people advice on how to date, Tinder, blah blah blah. Um, and because I'm sorry guys. I'm just so like, I guess I hope you guys can support me in this. I'm just sort of fed up giving like the same kind of advice, saying the same thing to men on Discord and whoever have, like, I don't want to give men any more advice about dating, because it's just like I've done it already. I always want to try something new. So I actually want to try to do document a girl's experience dating in Korea. And that should say, and even though you're a man, it should, I believe, it's not that I believe, I know that it is going to be quite helpful in you understanding the dating culture here, because you should already know everything from your perspective, but understanding something from the opposite sex's perspective is going to really help you get girls. So yeah, that's my plan. Maybe eventually I might do like a dating coach thing. Like this girl Danny, she speaks Spanish, but she does that kind of stuff. I might do more videos like that. So we'll see. Like, hope you guys can support like all these new experimental contents that I'm doing. But it's not only like, y'all know me. I have to try to do new videos. So I'm gonna try to do that. And eventually I'll do like, dating advice to men and stuff. But I just don't want to make it sort of like sorry, my like on Discord, it just became way too much like I don't know, like an entitled Western man's sort of dating kind of incel type of form. So I don't want it to go into that. I want to be a bit more inclusive of everybody. So keep it a lot more PG, but you know, I'm not PG, so I don't know if I could do that. So yeah, that's another thing. Danny, she was great. This guy Majid, I'm not gonna really say his content is for you guys, but you could check it out. Actually, he has no, never mind. He has really interesting videos. Like I think he speaks Hindi sometimes, but because he or I don't know, he's from Pakistan, so I know he speaks Hindi as well as the other one, that's big. But most of the time he's speaking in English, so yeah, you could watch his content too. And he does more stuff with the opposite sexes and stuff like this. So these two guys have inspired me to do that. I'll try doing more of that next year when I'm not doing these tours, which I love doing. It's just not only do I love getting paid, but it's just on a personal level. I just love going to new places, seeing amazing sights, getting to fly my drone. You know, yeah. So and Jax, like she's definitely a character. She's got like 1.9 million subs. Crazy, yeah, character. So this was a really fun vlog, and it captured more of the essence of why I like going on these trips, because when I'm vlogging, I'm more of a tour guide. So like honestly, when I go on trips, it's sort of like this all the time, like just the banter, me and other people just like having little competitions and you know arguing or making jokes. Luckily, so this time I had two cameramen capturing these scenes, so that's why I could show you like how fun these trips are. But when I do a vlog, it's more like I'm introducing a place, you know, which makes me like, it just made me realize right now, maybe I'll try to somehow capture more of the candid moments. It's just really hard to though, because it's like you miss the moment when the moment goes away, because it's not like I'm constantly recording myself. So, but yeah, I mean, this will sort of demonstrate why I love going on these trips, being out here in Korea. It's a lot about the people. Sometimes it's more about the people than sometimes about the location. Some people are like, oh, why you're in Korea? I don't want to see you know another skywalk or whatever. And I'm like, well, what the heck, man? You're gonna go to Thailand. You're gonna see another palm tree, another beach, more sand and more water. But I know why they go to Thailand. It's because they love going there for the girls. Like let's not sugarcoat their intentions. They're trying to justify that Thailand is just this fantastic place that has all this, but at the end of the day, they're going there for the girls. And yeah, I mean, sometimes I go on these trips, not necessarily for the girls. As you can see, I have just as much fun with the guys, but just for the banter. Like the people make it interesting. So this particular vlog, I don't know how to title it, but I think it portrays it the best I have ever portrayed it. The kind of fun that I have in Korea. It might seem stupid, but I enjoy it. So hopefully next year I could do more of these drinking videos and stuff. But I don't know. In Korea, people are shy, so I can't. But yeah, I'm gonna just sign off here now. Get with me on Instagram. Facebook also has Facebook stories. I consistently post things on there because I really have no time to do much else to give you more consistent updates. But I've been much more consistent with my Insta stories and stuff. So see you guys on there, and I'll chat with you guys on there. Or Discord. I check that as often as I can, but I'm still a noob on Discord. So I go in there at like every comment gets a response on Discord. I have yet to not respond to anybody. I generally respond to everybody, like even on YouTube. So give me them comments or whatever, and I'll get back with you on all these different channels. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.